China. The game between Vici Gaming from China versus Alliance from Sweden in best of 3 series in game number 2. And the current score is Alliance 0, Vici Gaming 1. You are here with me, Cyclops, but I'm not here alone. I'm here with my co-caster, Blaze. Are you there, Blaze?
Yeah, ready to go for game number 2. Excited to see if we get to see more Nature's Prophet or really whatever. I mean, Alliance, they really got to show that they can take on Vici Gaming in the early game if they're going to be able to pull this series out.
Yeah, I hope the sound is fine on both of us. Because before the game start, I saw in the chat that hey, your sound is too soft in the Dota 2 in the stream, but I think I fixed it already.
Well, hopefully, but we'll keep testing it out, and they can keep giving us a little bit of feedback here as far as if it's too high, too low for either Cyclops or myself. But yeah, looking at the early draft here, we're seeing no Nature's Prophet bans. Do you think Bulldog Nature's Prophet is just that good that they can pretty much always pick it and try to do something with it, or did the fact that it lost in game 1 tell us that it might not be that OP?
Yeah, it's kind of like a psychology from Vici Gaming. They are sending the message, hey, I don't fear, we have no fear about your Nature's Prophet. It's just a normal hero for us, and they just showed us that the Red Dota might gone, you know. This is in 6.84B. It's becoming a pushing strategy with Leshrac, as we can see. And first pick Wisp from Vici Gaming. What is that?
Yeah, that is very interesting. I mean, obviously we've seen some really good Vici strats that involve the Wisp. Wisp Tiny is pretty much the most common thing you'll see, but I've seen them go with Wisp in the offlane with Ice 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 and run a couple of unorthodox drafts that way. So Fenrir and FY also both play the Wisp. Usually it's FY, but the times that FY plays like Bounty Hunter, Fenrir picks up the Wisp anyways. But Alliance still feel like going with their kind of standard opener here. The Nature's Prophet, I will note, is pretty good against relocate, though, because wherever you see them relocating to, they're bringing in 2 people. You make sure the Nature's Prophet is always able to TP there as well, so that everybody can kind of get involved in that big mix early. So I think it's still a pretty good pick. Again, maybe not the most powerful hero in 6.84 or anything, but in Bulldog's hands, it's definitely worthwhile to grab up. And they actually go with the Shadow Fiend here, so Pycat having some good potential there in the mid, and it opens them up for their favorite style of drafting, which is kind of the negative armor stacking, doing a lot of physical damage, which is great against low armor heroes like Wisp and Tiny.
Yeah, that what happened to the last game. I mean, what's the difference? Last game they got Wind Ranger for Pycat. This one is a Shadow Fiend. Why don't they just pick Shadow Fiend right from last game?
I think they wanted to just try something different, see what they could accomplish with Pycat Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger is a hero with an amazing skill cap, and if Pycat's really confident on it, maybe he's been practicing a lot, says, hey guys, you pick me this hero, I can do a lot of work. I could see situations where Wind Ranger is actually more powerful than SF, but SF is certainly more consistent. I mean, getting the easy flash farm makes it so that either he has a really good start in snowballs, or he's able to kind of rebound if he's given a wider berth. The problem I see here is that if IO Tiny lane mid, Shadow Fiend is not going to get a good laning phase, and it's going to be all about the jungle and how they stack that up so that he can Shadow race it down at 7.
What about picking some helper like Earthshaker to back him up in the mid lane? But it seems like Vici Gaming, right after Tiny pick, they just ban out Witch Doctor, which is pretty good hero to counter IO Tiny, since when he throw in Paralyzed Cat, it's gonna be bounced like mad. So do we still need to back this Shadow Fiend up in the mid lane, like getting some heroes like Earthshaker or whatever babysitter?
Yeah, I think that could be pretty good. By the way, it looks like I'm still a little bit too quiet, but if you bump that up a bit, I think we should be good.
Really?
Yeah.
Just keep talking.
Sure thing. So Earthshaker sounds like a really good idea right now because it's got the good AoE stuns from the Aftershock, the Fissure, and that's really good against IO Tiny. The reason they ban out the Witch Doctor, that cask bounces back and forth and makes it very easy for you to chain stun on heroes that just relocated in. So if you, and also it does good physical damage, which we were talking about before. So getting the Earthshaker here I think is a really good lockdown, keeps the Shadow Fiend a lot safer, makes it harder to tower dive because when you like toss somebody, when you toss like the Wisp at the Shadow Fiend under tower, then usually he wants to run away as quickly as possible. In this case, it's going to be like the Earthshaker Fishering, and then you don't get that choice. You actually just die under tower. So it changes how the IO Tiny can be aggressive. It's good at responding to relocates, and in general, it's going to help them out a lot in their early to mid game. So I think that's probably the best pick, and Alliance do agree. But where they go from here is a good question. I mean, we've seen sometimes Disruptor is a pretty solid pickup to try to counter out the Tiny, but it's not always going to be the right solution. Just sometimes it can really help out. I also think the Slaughter Band is something that they would have picked up as their fourth pick if it hadn't been banned out, because the Crush is good AoE stun, and then of course you get the negative armor stack.
Oh man, they looks like Alliance need to face with Child Demon and maybe some Mirana combo, you know, or Child Demon Lina or the track, whatever. Picking the Child Demon is very easy to combo with anything. And we got Earthshaker, like what we talked earlier, that we need some babysitter that can back this Shadow Fiend up against IO Tiny. Disruptor?
5 seconds.
Yeah, I think Disruptor could be pretty good. Bristleback is an interesting pickup here. A lot of pro players consider this hero to be very powerful right now. The fact that he can mitigate so much damage makes it so that he's not very vulnerable to the burst combinations. So, like, you know, we saw the Leshrac last game. We see the IO Tiny here. These are heroes that do a lot of damage in quick succession, and the fact that maybe the Bristleback could kind of turn his back at the right time should be able to negate some of that high burst and still be able to be involved in the fight. I will say though that he did get nerfed pretty hard in 6.84. C, the last patch, did up his base attack time, so he's not as much of a right-click hero, and he's much more about his kind of natural skill set, the Quill Spray and that kind of thing. So we might see more of like a you know, the old Assault Karas Heart of Tarrasque build, more so than the Sanjin Yasha Skullbasher build.
Bristleback. As a hard carry, I kind of like this. I kind of like Alliance pick so far to this game. You know, these first 4 heroes, Major Prophet, ESSF, and Bristleback. Now it looks like they just need one range support, I believe. Maybe something like Ancient Apparition or maybe Disruptor. Will Vici Gaming just gonna ban this one?
Well, I think.
Like, oh, okay.
I think the Ancient Apparition might be a little bit too greedy, because if you think about it, Natured Prophet likes to farm, likes to get that quota, holla holla get Dala. Earthshaker, he needs his Blink Dagger. Shadow Fiend and Bristleback, they clear out waves pretty quickly. So all of them are going to have a big appetite for creep kills, and if you get the Ancient Apparition on top of that, you're just setting yourself up to have everybody wanting an item and nobody really getting one. So instead, I think they could go for another kind of 5-position hero that just kind of quickly stuns out the Leshrac and maybe goes for like an early Glimmer Cape.
Point of view, it seems like they're still thinking what they're gonna ban for the last ban for Alliance. Is Disruptor, Ancient Apparition. Maybe these 2 heroes are even. Oh, but is Dazzle banned? Why? Because Dazzle is very good with Bristleback. It's gonna make Bristleback harder to.
That's what I was looking for. Oh man, I should have called it. Oh, I was looking for this pickup. Winter Wyvern is actually really good here. Has the quick instant disable for the Leshrac. IO Tiny relocate in, you get the Winter's Curse so that one of them is hitting the other, and it's good AoE stun. And yeah, you're just able to keep people alive and control the fights a lot better. So this is actually a 5-position hero that goes for Glimmer Cape, like I was saying. Because you have Cold Embrace that naturally counters physical damage, you get the Glimmer Cape, and then suddenly all that magic damage is no longer an issue either. So Wyvern is going to be great. She's going to be item independent. She's not going to be too greedy, but she does a lot to help control the fights.
Reserve time.
Last pick. Tiny IO. Might be in mid lane, I think. And or maybe just the track mid. What do you think about the lane of Vici Gaming here? The track as a hard carrier game played by Hal, and IO Tiny mid. And now this one is going to be an off lane, right?
Yeah, I don't see why not. We could see an ISS hero kind of fill in. Darkseer did get banned out, but I mean, could go Elder Titan. Could be pretty strong here. Who's good? I mean, maybe they're worried about the Wyvern a little bit, so try to find a hero that can work against that in particular. Can it keep your distance, long range disables or anything like that? We'll see though. Ticking time down. We got 10 seconds left in reserve.
I didn't see any Elder Titan picked lately.
5 seconds.
It might be
Remaining.
Vici Gaming. Because I oh, it's not work for ice. Oh, kinda lag my piece. How on Tiny, the track by Super going mid. IO
Yeah.
going top. Odds, Child Demon and IO.
It depends. They could lane it a couple different ways. It depends if they want to shut down Bulldog's Nature's Prophet or Pycat's Shadow Fiend more. But I think that they're okay with running How as the Tiny and Leshrac as the Super as the Leshrac, even if they trade lanes, even if Super goes to the safe lane, which is uncharacteristic. But we'll see. It's kind of a stats build from How, so seems more likely they're going to build him up on the side. Yeah, he's going to go for a side lane build, and that means Leshrac will do what he can in the mid with some Shadow Demon ganks to help him out.
Right, we are in the game already, guys. I'm gonna do some intro for our Lion. Switch back to a Radiant side. Fucking Mad on Earthshaker, Ake on Winter Wyvern, Admiral Bulldog on Nature Prophet, Monster on Bristleback, and Pycat on Shadow Fiend. Leave the VG side to you.
Yep, so Vici Gaming is going to be opening with FY on the Wisp. He's actually not going for a Bottle Rush build. He's going for a Soul Ring early, and he's actually got like a bunch of restoratives, including an Enchanted Mango to use with Tether. So that'll be pretty interesting. But also we're going to be seeing on the off lane Ice or Jawl here on the Clockwork. I'm going to be looking to mostly to jump on the Nature's Prophet and Shadow Fiend when he hits level 6. For the mid lane, it looks like we're going to be seeing Super's Leshrac, and just kind of all-around build there with some good support coming in from Fenrir. He'll kind of go in and out of the lane as well as probably stack for him a little bit. And then on the top lane, of course, you've got How, who is going to be farming up on the Tiny. They're going to break some trees right here to try to get those stacks out a little bit easier and make it so that either the Tiny or the Leshrac get very farmed.
Clockwork just gonna pick up the bottom rune, a wild Pycat on Shadow Fiend pick up the top rune and going back to lane. Let's take a look at the lane. They switch Nature Prophet to play on safe lane against Emerald, Clockwork. And in the mid lane, yeah, it's dual lane. Earthshaker and Shadow Fiend. Nice blocking the creep wave here. Slow him down. Wait until it walks back to the high ground against Leshrac and Fenrir.
Yeah. You can tell that they're putting a lot of emphasis on this mid lane. They've got like the mid ward just right smack dab in the middle of the lane to guarantee that they're going to get vision, and then of course the Fishers pulling it back for the perfect creep-equilibrium. But it should be okay for Super. In the meantime, FY taking a lot of damage. Wow, those quill sprays actually stacking up really hard. Both these guys have 0 armor, so it really hurts, but they should be able to just tango up with Tether.
Yeah, even though this Tiny got a 0 armor, but I still feel like, hey, this hero is kind of tanky. I don't want to mess with him, but anyway, it's kind of easy to take him down. Quill spray maybe 3 or 4 times.
But now they do have the magic ones. That's a pretty big deal. FY, when he gets his magic stick, that'll be making them feel a lot better about the lane.
Not for you!
IO, Tiny. What about bottom lane? Solo lane, Arrow Bulldog. I kind of trust him when it comes to solo lane. He's the kind of guy that will never lose to anyone. You know, from what I played with him so far. Even facing his side. You know, before the tournament start, he also said that, hey, I just wanna meet with side and one-on-one in the lane, and he's kind of confident about that.
Yep, living the dream. One important thing though is that Ice is going for a very defensive build right now. Like, if you're looking for a very active 1v1 Clockwork build, you usually prioritize Battery Assault, and in this case he's got 0, 1, 2. So Rocket Flare is fine for clearing out these trees, but he's not going to be looking for solo pickoffs. He's just going to play it safe until level 6. So it's pretty much a automatic win for Bulldog just from that.
Yeah, that's a very good point of view. The Bulldog's just trying to get the last hit as much as he can and maybe just TP down sometime. Is it going to be a ganking Nature Prophet once again like last time?
He'll have opportunities, I'm sure. If Wyvern and Bristleback are getting people low, but they know that they're not going to fish anybody off, then Bulldog will definitely rotate.
3 already. You know, every time he rotating, he just make sure that he can kill. And once he got successful with the gang, he's just gonna push in with a trend and trying to get the tower too. On the top lane, some fight going on for Bristleback, a disrupt on him.
Yeah.
A little bit grating.
Yeah, they were thinking about it. I mean, there is some good damage coming out from the Tiny when he hits level 3, but the Wisp is still only level 2, the Soul Catcher just not doing enough, and Nice Fish are going to be kind of pushing them back. They're going to take a lot of damage from this Arctic Burn coming in from the Winter Wyvern. She's going to put some few hits in, but she will be hit by both the Avalanche and the Toss. Still, Cold Embrace heals her back up, and now Tiny gets to or Bristleback gets to do his damage. Nature's Prophet TP canceled though, and it looks like that'll be it.
Yeah, that's why we picked this Winter Wyvern. He can heal himself. He is the fastest healer in the game. I mean, the amount of HP healed, I mean, kind of fast. And it's pretty much, it's pretty hard to kill him. Especially this one, take a look at that. They started off with a disruption, waiting for Avalanche Torch. But he's gonna be fine because of the heal. That's what I'm talking about. Now they need to retreat. They waste their mana already. I think they're gonna...
Yeah. I think that they really can't go for these kinds of plays until higher levels. When Fenrir gets Shadow Poison up to level 2, I think that you can actually do a lot of damage during that Cold Embrace because you keep stacking that Shadow Poison while they're standing still. But right now, this is just kind of trading blow for blow, trading mana pool for mana pool, and I don't think Vici are actually feeling better about it. They're still losing bottom lane. Mid lane, however, yeah, it's going for the Shadow Fiend as well, so Leshrac a little bit behind.
The clockwork, kind of dangerous for Rudolph, but nope, I would see. Well, top lane, who you consider who win in this lane? I think it is pretty good lane for Alliance. Since yep, they're just gonna harass again with the first skill. Arctic Burn slow him down. Loader, actually he can dive in because this guy still got a heal.
Yeah, so I think that, yeah, this is a pretty good win for Alliance. I mean, they're not winning out in terms of last hits, but overall, they're keeping the Wisp here, which means that he can't keep on stacking as much as he'd like to. They actually have no stacks at all, despite breaking down the trees earlier. And, yeah, they're just delaying the natural progression of the Tiny Wisp. Like, right now, FY wants a Soul Ring, Tiny wants... I mean, he could go for Treads, or, yeah, he'd probably just go for the Treads. So, in this case, it's slower... progression than they expected, and the fact that Loda's getting anything in this top lane is really good for Alliance.
I'm just gonna show you guys some graph here for the first 5 minutes in the game, and the graph is still pretty even for both team. Leading on the network now is Shadow Fiend on his way to playing a power trade and just gonna go straight for a mechanism. After mechanism, what do you think he will get next?
Sorry, on
Shadow Fiend after mechanism, will he get Ill Scepter or maybe just go straight for a BKB? Because these days, you know, Shadow Fiend can play so many kind of item build.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It depends on really what they need. I think that obviously he wants to exemplify his physical damage. Mech is still fine. He's going for a very stats-oriented build. But after that, I would say maybe a Yule Scepter could allow him to get more damage out in the fights with the Requiem and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can build it, but in this case... I think that we'll just kind of have to wait and see. Pycat, he's going to play it slow. I would have preferred like a straight up Yasha build and not go for any of the utility items and let Wyvern farm up like a mechanism himself. But, you know, we'll have to... I mean, it's not the most common pickup these days.
Fucking mad level 3. I kind of like his set though. This is the first time. Kind of the Behemoth. 7 minutes, still no first blood. Why the game are so quiet? I need more kills.
Yeah, I mean... I said I went for a very passive laning build, but now that he is level 7, he should be trying to make a rotation, either mid or top lane, and that hookshot should mean a kill for somebody, but he'll back off. Lodo rotates bottom, so he's safe, but mid... Ooh. They really want... I think they can kill him now, yeah, he went too far forward.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was a little bit too far. Emerald Bulldog TP down, but you know, the reason that why he TP down in front of the tower is kind of confident with the heal. And Leshrac got the first blood, but he died right after that. Now no one to heal. Because that wyvern is already in the graveyard. Now they got the high ground. The lesson number 1. Playing against Shadow Fiend, do not follow Shadow Fiend to the high ground.
So, I mean, the Clockwork doesn't get involved at all. I mean, yes, they do get the first blood, picking off the out-of-position Wyvern, but it's not a good trade in the end, since they do lose the Leshrac, and they do lose the second kill after that. So, tough fight for Vici Gaming, not the start that they want. It does buy some space for the Tiny to build himself up a little bit, and it looks like he'll just go for the Drum of Endurance build. But, yeah, I mean, we're seeing farm coming out from Alliance pretty effectively here, and yeah, at this point, Pycat, he's in a pretty good position to go for whatever he wants. I think he still might need Blink this game. It's hard to say, because you want Blink against Relocate, but then it's kind of useless against Clockwork, because if Clockwork gets the hook off, then it doesn't matter if you have the Blink Dagger or not. So, tough position for him. He'll go for that fighting and surviving build with a Mechanism, and probably go for BKB or right clicks from there. But we are going to see the Disruption. Should be set up for a pretty easy kill in mid.
Hey, oh yeah.
Oh, he misses. He misses.
Oh man, he got to die first. A man. Oh, got that one first before he died. Pycat on killing spree, but that was broken by the trap. But still, it's pretty good fight for Pycat because it was 2 versus 1. Now top lane, How is pushing in. What about How farming? Tiny, Poetry, and Bracer go for Drum and straight to Aghanim Scepter. Still level 5 for IO. Nothing much going on for now. Do you think this Nature Prophet is gonna go for the first? I mean, the same item build like last game, or maybe just change to something like a Blade Mill?
No, I think that Blade Mail's unnecessary here. The Orchid's really good for finding and just picking off a quick target. It's not as important as last game because you're not up against the Storm Spirit, but it still will help set up kills. I mean, you can make it so the Tiny can't cast spells, and you can just catch them out in the Sprout pretty well, or you stop a Disruption or Leshrac from casting spells, and it's all good. So I think the Nature's Prophet Orchid build is fine. And I think he was going for like a BKB after that. So Orchid BKB and Mech BKB seems to be the timing that they want between their Nature's Prophet and Shadow Fiend.
Let's take a look at some item update. Pycat almost got this mechanism. So, well, are they gonna pack the game fast for Alliance? I think they might have to pack the game fast for Alliance, like stick up for 4 heroes, letting the Emerald Bulldog and the other 4 just going trying to get some tower once this Shadow Fiend got this mechanism.
Yeah, when the mech comes out, they should be looking at least 1 tier 1 tower. Their major fights are going to come out around the 20-minute mark, but they can start pressing their advantage a little bit. I mean, Earthshaker is level 5. He's doing pretty good for himself. They don't just want to let them farm in the jungle. As you can see, FY, he's going for this double stacking here in the Dire Jungle, so they want to make sure that that resource isn't tapped into fully by the Tiny and by the Leshrac. So FY is actually clearing some of it out himself with the Spirit Balls, and that's pretty good. But it has been scattered out by Alliance, and I think they'll make their move. Yeah, here's the smoke.
Yeah, just like we mentioned earlier, these 4 heroes of Team Alliance just trying to stick and force Vici Gaming into a team fight. They know they are stronger. Now Pycat going in with a mechanism. They are more than ready to fight. Started off with Pitcher on Fenrir. Easy kill with a rage and a right click. And what's it called? Arctic something. The skill, the first skill, I still cannot remember that, but he slowed down on F1. Are they gonna dive? Of course, but Emerald Bulldog is here as well. Nice, the 2 chance. On going for more. Nice hook back in. Lock that fucking man down. Earthshaker gone. Active. Pycat, Requiem of Soul, he's still trying to save his ultimate. He didn't land it yet. Toss on Super Splitter, catch Pycat, follow up with Avalanche. At least they got something back for Vici Gaming in this fight.
Yeah, it was really nice to pick up the Shadow Fiend there. I'm actually really surprised that Loda didn't get a little bit more involved. He had plenty of mana left, and Tiny already had like 5 Quill Spray stacks on him with only 2 armor. So I think that they could have at least... They shouldn't have pursued more kills, but they should have kind of covered their retreat a little bit better and looked to keep the Shadow Fiend alive with Loda bullying them back a little bit. But as it stands, it's still a pretty good movement for Alliance. They contest the farming of Vici Gaming, and they get a good fight overall. It's just unfortunately on the tail end of it, Pycat does go down. So they'll regroup, they'll farm up a little bit more. Orchid will be coming out very soon for Bulldog, and when that's up, they go for their next play.
5 global play by Alliance, so it's more like Alliance ganking around instead of Vici Gaming trying to gank with Tiny and IO. What about the next item for Shadowfiend? Do you think he needs some item to set up like Eel Scepter, or maybe just go straight for some tanky item like a BKB?
Yeah, BKB sounds fine here. I think that they are worried about the magic damage coming out from Super, so being able to negate that is pretty important. And it's not like the Demonic Purge counters that out too hard because the Shadow Fiend still has a good range of attack and spells. But we're going to see the Blink Dagger unveiled up top. Bulldog, oh, 1 hit, and he goes down. Might get some return damage on FY. No, the Wrath of Nature not do enough, but the Fisher, oh, fucking mad. Turning it around under the tower, and the relocate is just too slow.
Yeah, trading himself Tiny with Emerald Bulldog. It seems like he was a good trade for Vici Gaming. Gold chain 320 gold change.
I think they just wanted that to be a freebie though. They just got the Blink Dagger out there, like, okay, quick jump, easy kill, and then it turns out to be a lot more difficult than they
expected.
expect
Something to counter with the Earthshaker, the TP down, shows up in the scene and feature on him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
For bottom lane.
Yep, they're going to be trying to kind of surprise attack with the smoke. They've already got the ward in place, but right now, Alliance are just farming. Loda, with the help of the Cold Embrace from the Winter Wyvern, has been farming up stacks and stacks of Ancients, and what was an off-lane Bristleback that didn't really get that good of a start, it's now Treads and Vanguard up on Loda.
Recent Vanguard on Loda. Vanguard. 14 minutes with a trade bottle and not yet a Vanguard. What do you think on that?
Well, he's got it on the courier, so it's going to be complete, and that's going to be really good for him.
Be fast actually. Now Pycat and his 3 teammates need to push in, waiting for Bulldog. I think Bulldog is going to TP down when the fight already going on for a while to clean up the race.
Watch Ice though, this hookshot could mean a lot as far as the next fight goes. I mean, there are some spells that you have to worry about, the Echo Slam, the Winter's Curse, you can't group up too much, but if he gets a really good hookshot, they could still find a good opening. So it's all about Ice's movement here.
And yep, he's on the double damage and he's running out soon. You need to hook right now, fighting some angle when
he takes it.
He don't want to hit that Loda. Actually, he was in the wrong pocket. Blink in around toss, dealing some damage to fucking mad, walking away, Requiem of Soul, they got that hound. But no, how did he survive that? he just disappears. And now hitting on Splitter, Chow Demon. It turns out Vici Gaming get the kills here. It seems like to be a good fight for Alliance.
Yeah, definitely. They still have vision onto fucking Matt. I'm not sure if they can close the gap, though, even with how he has to get, like, a toss and max range here, and that's not going to happen. Pycat, though, walks right back into the fight. The Cold Embrace helps out a little bit, but there's too much magic damage, and he will go down. Now the pursue onto Ake. There's that long-range toss. Jams it in, and with the lightning right-click, they clean it up hard. They're going to make it 5. They're actually going to get the 5th.
Yes. Oh man, they got them all. I'll be like, hey, you want to eat my horse? And he just throw the horse on him, and that's it. Cleaning area. What happened? Blaze, help me explain.
Man, it looks so good for Alliance, the fact that Loda was able to tank the hook shot so that Shadow Fiend didn't get hit, and that meant that they were able to kind of fight really well at that spot, but the relocate save from the Wisp pulled back the Tiny, allowed them to heal him back up, and the reinitiation and follow-through from Vici was just too strong. They have really good chase potential with this Lightning Storm. That 1 second slow is huge, and they just got so many pickoffs as the Alliance were trying to retreat that it cost them dearly. Now Vici pull ahead in what would have been, I think, a fight that favored them. It was just Vici that, with that relocate save, were able to reset the fight and pursue with an advantage.
Oh man, looks like Alliance in a pretty dangerous
bottom
position now, and another hook in. What a hooker! This guy hooking from downtown and hit that Loader, lock him down in the cocktail. Also, this guy, but he might die.
Oh wow,
man, that was close.
Does Bulldog want to clean it up? It looks like he does. He's trying to get into it, but I'm not sure if he finds the clockwork. And in fact, he'll just, yeah, maybe look to counter gank on Leshrac.
Back. And how they gonna come back in this game for Alliance? I mean, for the strategy, they need to fight now with the power mechanism and Shadow Fiend, or they just farm first and getting another core item for the hard carry.
I think they've lost some confidence. Yeah, I think they need a lot more, honestly. They've lost a lot of confidence after these last couple of fights. Vici are pulling ahead pretty hard in terms of levels, in terms of farm. There's a Bloodstone on the Leshrac, so you can't be feeding any more kills to Super, or he's just going to snowball out of control. But Hookshot up in 6 seconds. Alliance in an awkward spot here. They could take this fight, but they have to execute perfectly with their ultimates.
Man, why this guy always got a double damage? He can create that at home or something. He always come in with a double damage, and that is pretty huge factor to win in a team fight. And now he's looking for hooks in. I don't think he wanna hook on that Razorback.
Oh.
You know, he always just wanna hook on a hot shake, some support I guess, and now he forced out himself out the course. But they fight too near to the tower for team Vici Gaming. This might be a bad fight for Vici. Quick Wave of Soul coming out, slow him down, trying to. Leshrac got 1 kill, but Nature Prophet trying to clean him up. The horse is the target, but he's still alive though. Finally he was down by Pycat. Oh man, it's time to run for Emerald Bulldog, but it was too late. He locked himself in a room and cried and died. Triple kill for IG. I'm sorry, VG, how?
Jeez, they are just running a train over Alliance right now. These back-to-back fights have been great for them, and actually, like you were saying, they generally don't want a hookshot on the Bristleback. They want to pick off a quick and easy kill, but in this case, they use the hookshot to set up a chain stun on Loda so that he's in retreat the entire fight, which means he just can't do any damage. So there's no point where Vici are worried about their health pools. They just go in fully aggressive, and the mechanism is not enough to keep Alliance alive right now. They need more. They need more just to pack a bigger punch. And right now, with the fact that they don't even have their Orchid done on the Nature's Prophet, they don't have BKBs at all. It's really hard for Alliance to take these fights, and soon enough, Vici will just be dominating the entire map.
Yeah, that's very good point. I think after this is trying to, but if you take a look, oh man, all the wards on Vici Gaming, observer wards, all the attacking observer wards, that's pretty good spot actually. Like you say that they need to do something about these observer wards, or maybe just get some BKB and trying to win maybe 1 or 2 team fights, trying to find their way back in the game. I worry, you know, because I admit I'm also Alliance fans, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard this game. And also they now playing under pressure since they already lost in game 1.
Oh, definitely. I mean, they cannot go down here, or that's a lower bracket for them. They're going to try to go for a gank play against the Tiny, but he's got a Wisp to back him up. They don't find the Sprout. He just walks away, and now we see that he's going to be perfectly fine to keep farming up with that Aghanim Scepter. Has the Blink Dagger, has the Quelling Blade, so you're not going to Sprout him in anywhere, and it's just going to be fine for him to keep moving. In fact, if they leave one person bottom, then they can just kill Bulldog. Yeah, they're just going to go for the stun combo right here.
8 to 16 game score is pretty long way to go, and going to be another kill on Emerald Bulldog, hit with a 3 Tiny, but nice knocking down. Look at that ad, it's just perfect timing, using Winter Curse to make this VG How hitting his body. Oh man, How now it was blocked by Earthshaker coming in with Extra Slam. Nice, at least after they lost that Emerald Bulldog, they still got that 2 back.
Yeah, killed the Wisp first, so he couldn't relocate him out, and they actually were able to bring him down. But up top, we do see the Diabolic Edict, the right clicks coming through, and a tier 2 tower will fall. So it is a 2-for-1 favoring Alliance, getting them back into it, but they're losing towers fast, and that's map control, that's the gold. It's becoming more of a disadvantage for them. They just need to get online as quickly as possible. The BKB almost there for Pycat, and I guess that's going to be the catalyst for action. With that and the Nature's Prophet, Orchid, just trying to find opportunities to take the fights, because they're not going to farm much more than they already have, and Vici Gaming are looking scary right now.
Oh, Four-star himself saying that Seal can lock, but no, not gonna stay in the room. He's setting up another room for Bulldog. It's a metal room instead of a 3 room. And yes, if Bulldog falls down, or I might trade himself with another off lane. Bill hits away, but he's running so fast.
Okay, Splinter Blast. Oh, he doesn't hit him with the Splinter Blast, but the Fisher does get him on the tail end. So very close call, but they do at least make it a 1-for-1.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh man, and that is the fight recap. 1-for-1. Actually, it's pretty. It's better.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, right, it almost means a Blink Dagger for fucking Mad, and that's a pretty big deal. If he can get that Blink Dagger finished before the high ground push, then that's going to be just tremendous for them. It means that there's absolutely no way that Vici can group up together at all. They get hit by the Winter's Curse, they get hit by the Echo Slam, it's just too scary. So they have to spread out a lot in those circumstances. But for now, fucking Meg gets a couple of D wards out. Down bottom, though, that tower doesn't last very long. Tiny chunks it down.
But yeah, but the question is, where fucking Mad gonna farm? Because as you can see, there's so many observer wards, and 90, he is where they're gonna farm. Farming from Corpse, How, still stuck in the tree. They trying to find How to stay there, don't crit, and don't coming out from a tree. Where is the support? Over 4-4, support not found, he's alone there. What are they doing around here? Oh man, and Emerald Bulldog with a double kill.
Ooh. And immediately they just smoke and mech, and the Rocket Flare sees absolutely nothing here. So they're going to find the Clockwork as well. He'll hook, but he finds a lot more than he bargained for. Luckily, he'll be able to force staff out of the cogs, but immediately caught in the trap by the Fisher. Leshrac gets a kill, but are they going to try to fight this?
Whoa, seems a little bit coming back from Alliance. Knight using support disruption on his teammate, but he's coming out. But the horse is on BKB. Requiem Smoke cannot do anything to him. He's destroyed a man fight between Emerald Buddha. He's no BKB, and now he died. FY trying to hit everyone with his small spirits, but no, it's just gonna slowly fly away. 5 seconds, 4, 3. Gonna be fine, I think.
Yeah, I think if Tiny bought back, that could have been so different. If Tiny buys back and FY relocates with the Tiny, then that's a huge fight for them. They can turn it back around, they can get the 5-man wipe, but the Tiny stayed, didn't buy back, and it means that although he will finish his item on the courier here, the Hyperstone, it's just that they lose that fight, and that's going to give momentum for Alliance. They get the Glimmer Cape on Wyvern. They're going to have a Force Staff on Bulldog, so he won't get caught in the hookshot all the time. I mean, it's getting dangerous for Vici Gaming. They still have some great potential to take Roshan and take the high ground siege, but soon they're just Alliance are getting the items they need to actually start getting back into this game.
Yeah, I'm looking at the graph right now, Blaze. I can see the graph is going up to Alliance side. Looks like Alliance just showed their sign of life in an ICU room.
And now the Io's going to work towards, well, he's got a buckler, so he's going to go for the mechanism, and that's going to help out for the survivability of him and his teammates. But I think the bigger items are coming out for Alliance in general. I mean, I see that, like, they're already able to survive a lot better in each of these fights. 9-second BKB for the Shadow Fiend and for the Leshrac, and I think that really allows that Pycap to be more involved. Like, before he was getting burst down so hard, and he was always running, but now he actually gets to stand and actually get his ultimate off. Yeah,
look at his stats. Score, the KDA, 654. What a warrior stats there. That means he joined the team fight almost every time with that kind of stats. I'm not sure what his next item of Nature Prophet is. I'm praying that he should buy some, maybe getting some BKB or Necronomicon.
Yeah, BKB next
too,
for
right?
sure.
Because he needs to stay longer in the team fight.
Yeah, that's the problem going up against the Leshrac, is pretty much everybody needs to buy BKBs if they want to survive very long. I mean, you can go for Pipe of Insight, but it's a very still, it's kind of a band-aid fix. He's still going to be able to do an overwhelming amount of magical damage that you need to be immune to. But yeah, we do see the top tier 1 being taken down. They might even kill the Leshrac if they get the opening. And yeah, they just blink Echo. Fenrir disrupting, just keep him alive a little bit longer, but still, he's caught out by himself. BKB running, trying to get away, and there's the reinforcements. The cavalry has arrived with the Winter's Curse, and Tiny kills his own buddy. FY barely alive.
Oh god, one hit away from FY, and that's okay. Glimmer Cave flying away for AK, and now they're just gonna take down his Tiny. It just popped up. They're all just gonna get out here. Party's over, the cop is here. Oh god, here come the Dota police. Flopper trying to hook on someone, but I don't think he can fly though. Anyway, they fought fucking mad and throw him in the sky, and yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, still Vici take the fight. They lose the Aegis, they lose the Wisp, but I mean, it could have been worse if the Leshrac just got picked off by himself. So, I like the response from Vici, and they were able to make the fight work for them, but it's still showing the draft counters coming in from Alliance. They're able to get a couple of really good ultimates that shut down their opponents, and this Wisp is having such a hard time staying alive.
I think ultimate of Team Alliance is Wyvern. If he only just see that that curse on Io and let that Tiny hit his own body, well, but you know, I play a lot of this hero. I found out it's kind of hard to land that ultimate in real life.
Just depends on how Vici Gaming spaced themselves out. But right now we do see a deny on the tier 2 tower. No Roshan for a very long time as the Aegis just went down, so Vici don't really have a great game plan for how they're going to execute the next few minutes. Like, they can just sit back and farm, but that favors Alliance, and all the outer towers are pushed. They can't really high ground right now, so I think they have to play a waiting game. They have to wait for like 7 or 8 minutes for their next play, unless they find a nice ice pickoff.
Yeah. Emerald Bulldog, considered the base nature prophet player in the world, and looks like his next item might be something like Maelstrom. Instead of going for BKB, but look at the bottom lane, they might foul each other. Earthshaker looking at the target, Fisher hit that MY going in. Oh man, hit that MY right in the face, and he's still alive. How tanky he is, but he died in the end. Top lane still pushing for Vici Gaming Super, put in with King Bar with 8 seconds.
Yeah, he doesn't have too much problem split pushing here because he has the BKB TP, but in this case just needs the TP away, and they don't really have quick disables. They do go for a good pincer formation, but it's not like there's a sheep stick or anything. It's just going to be him getting out fine. They'll probably go for a Boots of Travels eventually. We see Shiva's Guard as his next pickup though, and he'll get that and 900 gold. Oh, Tiny, all by himself? This is actually very awkward for the Tiny, and he's going to go for the combo. Bulldog might die, but immediate response coming in from Alliance, and where's the cancel? There's the Fisher.
Oh man, is that worth it?
Oh, not at all, Tiny. That was a really painful loss, actually. Like, he needs to keep farming. He needs to get his own BKB.
Yeah, it's like you got an instant noodle and you want to trade for some pizza. It's not worth it at all. Now, you need to be more careful with that kind of trade for Vici Gaming.
Well, this is interesting. They use the hookshot mid, but just immediately disengage, and fucking Mad tries to go for a Fisher to lock him in, but instead just keeps him out, and looks like nothing will really happen in the end.
19 to 25 game score in 31 minutes. Wanna know? I'm just gonna show you guys maybe some item update once again. Oh, Sanjan Yasha already for loader. Does he need a BKB in this game, do you think? Or just no? Because if this Razorback go for BKB, Vici Gaming need to change the target into his teammate instead of tanking a damage for his teammate.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ideas as far as like the Bristleback kind of being a sponge for the team, and if you get too tanky, then you just get ignored. So we're actually going to see a hook shot connect very long range here onto a creep, but it allows Ice to make a really cool play with Force Staff and try to bring him down.
Oh man, Hey, Earthshaker still not, and finally he lands his ultimate. My Earthshake brings Soldier Boy to the yard, but looks like all the boy is hitting Dreadless and Alliance. Action, it's dead. 2 down already for Alliance. Monster, Loda need to walk away. Now how?
Oh, he's actually gonna turn it around? Oh, one more Quill. So close, there it is. Bulldog comes in, he gets him in the Sprout, forces the suicide. How does get the toss kill onto the Bristleback, but they might be able to kind of control him a little bit here. He doesn't have the Quelling Blade anymore, so one Sprout and he's locked in. But Ake pops the Cold Embrace, tries to survive. Where's the Sprout? Bulldog, you've abandoned your friend. Oh man.
Oh man, it's 4 down for Team Alliance, 21-29. That is, do you think that is a big mistake made? You have to go back to the fountain. And now I'm just gonna show you guys a no more buyback from Alliance side. The only one that can buy back is might lose his power.
I mean, there's a chance he still thought that Hao had a Quelling Blade. He's had it for most of the game, but he sold it about 5 minutes ago. So maybe he just thought that he was going to break out of the trees anyways. But that Sprout actually would have just locked him in place for 5 whole seconds, and they could have just kept damage on him so he couldn't blink. So I actually think that was a misplay, but it's understandable if he didn't know about the Quelling Blade. So now they go in. They've already taken down the mid lane. Big damage with this Aghanim Scepter.
One step away, Vici Gaming will just proceed to the finals in the winner bracket finals, and Alliance is gonna go down to a loser bracket. I mean, what happened? What actually happened right from the start? Just tell me, Blaze. I mean, why are we reaching this point? Because of the small mistake, or because of the lineup, or their game plan, or how they execute? What?
I think Vici Gaming has just taken smarter fights. The way they've approached their engagements every single time have been really good focus priority, really great pickoffs, really good disables, and for the most part, the Leshrac has done the damage he needs to in the fights. Now he goes in with Shivas, pops up, early Lightning Storm will start channeling his ultimate, and he's got the BKB online.
Oh man, a tiny easy kill on all of them. It just keep hitting everyone with a tree. Oh man, look at that, how big tree he is. Tell Demon finish the target, it fall down for Team Alliance. Looks like Vici Gaming is forcing Team Alliance to call the GG, but no, there's still no GG coming out of Team Alliance. They're just trying to do the last defense on the bottom lanes and the top lane. But it looks like it's going to be a one-man defense.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now we see the tower just getting chunked down. 2 lanes of Rax is pretty much GG here, and that would mean them being knocked down into the lower bracket. Alliance having to make their last stand in just a moment here. The Shadow Fiend fluttering around, looking for an opportunity, but it looks like it's pretty much done.
Yeah, just like what you say. I mean, Vici Gaming is smart. They are not going into every team fight. They pick it, and they pick it smart. Every time they go in, they know that they are hate. And now that's what happened. Another kill before the game ends. It's going to be a mega creep soon. Ake flying in, try to do something around here, but I don't think he can. Fly in to call GG, and that is it. Team Vici Gaming is victorious in this best of 3 series. They won over Alliance 2-0 game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a very important aspect of this game is how the supports played on Vici Gaming. FY and Fenrir were able to play supports that can be very offensive, but played them in a very defensive manner. With the relocates back and with the defensive disruptions, they were able to counter out a lot of what Alliance were bringing. Like the Earthshaker wants to chain stun heroes. Wyvern wants to focus down a single target with the Curse, but with the defensive disruptions that we got to see, Fenrir kept a lot of people alive for a very long time. Io was able to relocate people away when they were just on the brink of death, and Tiny and Leshrac are heroes that can do insane amounts of damage as long as they can survive just a little bit longer in the fights, and FY and Fenrir were the heroes to set them up for it. So really good movement from the supports, enabled those 2 cores to deal their damage, and Vici Gaming do it again.